to today's live stream. I hope you are feeling well. We are back together again. It's so lovely to have your company once more. Yes, it is time once again to waste some of YouTube's bandwidth with this. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you feeling happy? Are you? Is there a smile on your face at the moment? If there isn't, maybe I can help you. Ooh, here we are again. Ooh, isn't it exciting? My name is Mr. Duncan, and I love English. You might say that I'm one of those up there. I am an English addict, and I have a feeling maybe you are one of those as well. Here we go again. We are back with you for 2 hours. Can you believe it? I don't believe it, to be honest. We have a lot to talk about today. If you were born before 1996, I have something just for you today. Something that only you can take part in. Find out about that later on. We also have Mr. Steve coming today. Yes, he is here. For those worried, everyone worries because they think, will Mr. Steve be here or not? I can reassure you right now, Mr. Steve will definitely be here today. It's lovely outside, by the way. We are having some very nice weather at the moment. Shall we have a look out the window? Yes, there it is right now. It's sunny. It's not warm. It is a little bit chilly, but we do have some lovely sunshine. And I have to say, it really does feel quite lovely out there. I was tempted, ever so slightly, to do today's live stream outside, but I decided not to because it is still a little bit chilly, to be honest. But I have to say, it really does feel as if spring is on its way. What is it about the season of spring that makes me want to dance and sing? Is it the colour bursting out with glee, or the first buzz-buzz of the bumblebee? The daffodils waving their colours as they sway. What a joy to be out on a springtime day. The nights become shorter and the days grow long. The birds begin calling their mating song. Spring is to me a time to give birth, a time to replenish the air and the earth. So take in a deep breath, and I'm sure you'll agree that spring is a glorious season to see. Now that was made quite a while ago. The garden has changed quite a lot since that was made. Many of the trees have now disappeared, unfortunately. But maybe it is a little bit too early. Maybe I am jumping the gun. That's a great expression, by the way. If someone jumps the gun, it means they go or they start something too soon or too early. So maybe I am jumping the gun slightly by talking about spring, because we still have a few more weeks of winter and then spring will slowly arrive. Already in the garden, the daffodils are starting to come up. They are not open yet, but very soon, as the weather gets better and the days become longer, things will improve. I think so. So I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know why, but this year, even though we've had a fairly mild winter and a rather dry winter, I would say that I'm really looking forward to the arrival of spring. I don't know why, but I really feel as if I can't wait until spring is here. Hello to the live chat. Very nice to see you here as well. A lot of people joining in already, and yes, we have made it all the way to that special day of the week, the day when everyone can rest, put their feet up and watch me. Yes, it's Sunday. We are playing Fill in the Blanks later on today. Are you pleased about that? I wonder. Are you happy to find out we are playing Fill in the Blanks? If you don't know what that's all about, well, if you stay tuned, you will find out. Don't click away. I know there is a lot of content on YouTube, and maybe you are thinking of going away and watching your favourite personality on OnlyFans. Please don't do that. Stay here, because we have lots of things coming up for you today, some super duper stuff. We are in a contest at the moment here in Much Wenlock. We have just received this month's Wenlock Herald, which is the local newspaper for everyone living in this area. And I've already noticed that they are publicising, or they have been publicising, the contest to find the most handsome man in Much Wenlock. And I've noticed on page 15, they've actually mentioned us on page 15. Can you believe it? Look at this. So there it is. There is the promotion for the handsomest man in Much Wenlock. And it's happening today, of course. A lot of people will be voting in this town. And we are the finalists. The finalists are myself and also Mr. Steve. The grand final is today. So I can't wait to find out who will be the handsomest man, the most pretty, gorgeous, handsome man here in Much Wenlock. I wonder who it will be. If you had your choice, who would it be? Who would be the most handsome man in Much Wenlock? Would it be myself or Mr. Steve? So if you feel like voting today, you are more than welcome to do so. Hello also to the live chat. I haven't forgotten you, by the way. Hello, live chat. Nice to see you here again. Oh, I see the champion is still at the top. He's still there at number 1. Vitas, congratulations. You are first on today's live chat. Very nice. We are also talking about books today. Some books that I've been looking at. And also Mr. Steve. Can you believe it? Mr. Steve is reading a book at the moment. He might tell us about that later on. We will see what happens. But he is. He's actually, I couldn't believe it the other day. I went upstairs. Mr. Steve was sitting in his little office, and I thought he was reading his car magazine, but he wasn't. He was actually reading a book with lots of pages, and there weren't any cars or anything to do with motor cars inside the book. I was quite surprised, so we will find out later on what Mr. Steve has been doing and what he has been reading a little bit later on. In fact, in around about 15 minutes from now, we have Mr. Steve joining us on the live chat. For those who want to get in touch, you are more than welcome to do so. I always like to promote my email address. If you want to get in touch, there it is. For my email, that is where you write to. Thank you very much to those who have written. I am a little bit behind at the moment. I will be honest with you. I am slightly behind with my emails because I'm getting a lot of correspondence at the moment concerning the big meetup, the big get-together, which we are having, hopefully in June. It will be happening in June, hopefully. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. So as long as no one goes on strike and as long as no one has any industrial action, we will see what happens. So I've already received some correspondence, some emails concerning the big meetup that is happening at the beginning of June. Also, if you want to get in touch on Facebook or follow on Facebook, you can as well. And lots of people are, of course, following me. I think I have around 15,000 maybe? 15,000 people at the moment on my Facebook page following everything. So if you want to find out what's happening in my world, Facebook is a good place to go to. And of course, if you want to make a donation, you are more than welcome to do that as well to help my work continue. All of your donations go towards keeping all of this alive. Trust me, it all goes to this. And of course, we have lots of things to talk about today. Besides my email address, we also have today's subject. Today we are looking at choices and decisions, and I think this is a really good subject. I'm going to be honest. I think this is a brilliant subject because we all have to do this in our lives from the time we are in our teens. We often have to make choices or decisions. Maybe we have to make a choice as to what we are going to do with our lives. What career, which job do we want to do? So maybe we can talk about that today. Maybe something you've had to make a decision on in the past. We will talk about that later on as well. As I also mentioned, if you were born before 1996, I have something for you coming up as well later on today. So I will say hello once again to the live chat. Hello, live chat. Nice to see you here. We also have Beatrice. Hello, Beatrice. Nice to see you back. Mosen is here. Tomek is also here at the moment as well. Florence Agzamon is here as well. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Who else is here today? Rudra. Hello, Rudra, who asks, what is going on here? Well, I will tell you. This is a live stream for all those who are interested in learning English, but for those who want to have a little bit of fun at the same time. So you might find this is very different from all the other live streams and quite possibly all the other English teachers on YouTube, because we like to talk together. We have the live chat You can type and say hello. And of course, we have lots of other things to talk about today as well. Most people wait until Mr. Steve arrives. That's what they do. My throat is playing up today. I don't know why. But it's a bit dry. I think it's this studio. I will be honest with you. I think it has something to do with the studio because it's very warm in here. Hello, Edith. Hello, Francesca, Reham. Also, Olga. Hello, Olga. It's good to see you here today. Zudzika. And also, you know what I'm about to do. I'm about to say, Luis Mendez is here today. Hello, Luis. Nice to see you back as well, joining us live. Christina. We also have, who else is here today? Oh, lots of regulars joining in. If it is your first time here, please let me know. It's nice to see so many people with smiles on their faces. And I know you are smiling, even though I can't see you directly. I know you have a smile on your face, which is always good. Hello also to... Hello, Vietnam. Hello to IT Viet. And I have a feeling that might be Vietnam. So hello to Vietnam. Of course, I have a lot of people watching there in Vietnam. Nice to see you here as well. Saturino is here. Hello, Saturino. It's nice to see you back as well. Lots of people joining in already. We also have, who else is here today? Sravan. Hello, Sravan. It's nice to see you back right here as well. Basilo is here. Hello, Basilo. Basilo Vincent or Vincente. Hello to you. I hope you are feeling good. And I hope I pronounce your name correctly. Coming up today, we are talking about choices and decisions. Mr. Steve is going to take us into his world, by the way, into the world of Mr. Steve making a decision. All I can say is I hope you are prepared to hear how Mr. Steve makes a decision. And that's what he's been doing over the past few days. He's been trying to make a decision about a very important thing that he feels in his life is important. So he will be telling us all about that. And I have a feeling also, because of course we are having the vote here in Much Wenlock as to who is the most handsome person in Much Wenlock. And today it is the grand final between myself and also Mr. Steve. So I have a feeling Mr. Steve might be trying to get some extra votes today. We will see what he does. I have a feeling he's going to be making himself look very handsome, maybe. We will see what happens with that. So don't miss that. I haven't seen what he looks like at the moment. So even for me, it will be a surprise. Florence is here. Hello, Florence. Francesco says it is chucking it down. Chucking it down. If it is chucking it down, it means it is raining heavily. So that is what we often say in British English. We often say it is chucking it down. So the word chuck means throw. It is a slang word for throw. So you throw something, or maybe if something comes down heavily, you can say that it is chucking it down, normally referring to rainfall. So yes, it is chucking it down at the moment. Hello also to Giovanni. Hello to Giovanni. It's nice to see you here. Apparently, we do not have Claudia today. Claudia, as you know, is still on holiday by the seaside, enjoying the beach and the ocean waves. I love the sound of the ocean waves. If you are lying on a beach and maybe the warm sunlight is soothing your body as you lie there, and the only sound you can hear is the gentle movement of the waves. It is one of the most relaxing sounds ever. I think the sound of water flowing along a river, or maybe the sound of the ocean, is one of the most relaxing sounds there is. What do you think? Is there a sound that helps you relax? Is there a certain sound, maybe the sound of my voice? Hello there. Welcome to my live English stream. My voice, hopefully, will help you to learn English, but also I hope my voice is soothing and relaxing. Well, is it? Let me know on the live chat. Oh, Claudia is here. Yes, hello, Claudia. Thanks for popping in to say hello. It's nice to see you. Thank you very much. Hello also to Monica. Monica, hello, Monica. I like your name, by the way. Monica is a very interesting name because it can also be used to describe a person's signature. Did you know that? So you can put your moniker on something. Maybe if you have to sign a cheque or maybe a contract, we can say that you have to put your moniker on there. Isn't that strange? Vitas says the sound of the forest and the singing of the birds. For you, that is a soothing sound. I have to say, the sound of nature, any type of nature, bird song, even the sound of the breeze, the wind or the breeze blowing through the trees, maybe the sound of a river or a stream, the sound of the sea as the waves come in and they ripple across the sand. I love that sound. Very nice. Tomek also says, oh, I see. Tomek makes a very interesting observation. And I think if you are a man, I don't know about women. I'm not sure if women suffer from this. But men, if a man needs to go for a wee-wee, or as we often say, a number one, if he hears the sound of water flowing, quite often it will make him want to go to the toilet straight away inside his underwear. Oh dear. So yes, it can happen sometimes. Yes, Tomek, you are right. The sound of flowing water makes me so relaxed that I've got to have a pee straight away. And it can happen. In fact, a lot of men who get older and have difficulty going to the toilet for a wee-wee, what they often do, they often listen. They might turn the tap on and listen to the water flowing. And it can help. I'm not sure about women. Does it work for women as well? Does it work for women? If you hear running water, does it make you want to go for a wee-wee? I wonder. Oh, apparently, Florence. Thank you, Florence, for your information there. I do appreciate it. Florence says it is the same for women as well. If a woman hears the sound of flowing water, apparently it has the same effect. I did not know that. I did not know that. I only thought it affected men. People of a certain age especially find it very useful to hear the sound of flowing water. It can help things move, as it were. Hello HT, watching in China. Hello, China again. Nice to see you here as well. In China, we don't have beautiful people or ugly people, but only beautiful people and not so beautiful people. Well, I would say that. Don't forget, I lived in China for many years. I did live in China. I had a super duper time teaching English to many, many students in China during my time there. In fact, in fact, I think it's maybe 3 weeks from now, it will be the anniversary of me going to China. It will be 20 years. I can't believe that, but it will be 20 years since I first went to China to teach English. 20 years. Even I can't believe that, to be honest. Hello, Rosa. Rosa has just joined us. Can I say hello to Rosa? It is so nice to see you here today. Yes, China has changed a lot since I was there. I have to say, in some ways, much better, and in some ways, not so good. Just like every country, I suppose. Mr. Steve will be here in a few moments. He is going to show us just how handsome he can be. I can't wait to see it, because I haven't seen it either. So I can't wait to see how Mr. Steve is looking today. He always likes to surprise us, and I think today will be no exception. We are taking a short break, and then Mr. Steve will be here. So please don't go away. Stay right here. And after having lots and lots of messages asking me to show the lovely cows again, here they are, the lovely, friendly cows. Oh dear. I wish you could see what I can see now. We will be having a holiday, definitely. I'm pretty sure of it. Hopefully, sometime in June, maybe, we will see what happens. This is English Addict on a Sunday afternoon. Hello. Oh my God. What? Oh dear. You know what? Sometimes I never know what's going to happen next, and this is one of those times. Steve.
Hi there, Mr. Duncan. How are you? How's everyone around the world, lovely viewers?
This is not fair.
Ah.
This is not fair.
What, Mr. Duncan?
It's not fair.
How you digging? How's life?
Are you all
Are you cool, man? Are you cool?
I am actually quite cool.
Good. Oh, it's a bit hot in here. Oh, wonderful viewers across the world. This is the new trendy Mr. Steve. How you like it? Who's handsome? Who's beautiful?
You are cheating. That's cheating. Now, you know as well as I do that at the moment in Much Wenlock we are voting here on the most handsome man, and we're even in the latest issue, the latest edition of the Much Wenlock Herald. We're in there. And there it is,
Well,
look.
I'm in the other category, Mr. Duncan. I'm in the under 20 category.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Don't lie.
I'm in the under 20s. Oh, dig those tunes, Mr. Duncan. Dig those tunes.
You're not on the monitor. Look, there it is, the handsomest man in Much Wenlock.
Who is that? I'd have no idea who that is on the right, Mr.
The
Duncan.
26th of February, today, at the grand final of the handsomest man, and the final is between myself and Mr. Steve. But I don't know who this is. Who? What?
Oh, dig those tunes, Mr. Duncan. I'm on my laptop. I'm into all the social medias, Mr. Duncan.
The
yes.
social media.
Social medias, the TikToks. I'm on all those. The Facebooks, the TikToks.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, yes. I forgot to mention that one,
Yes.
Mr. Duncan, yes.
If you want to see Mr. Steve in his underpants, go to OnlyFans.
I'm a bit hot.
Oh my
Shall I
goodness.
take that off?
You can if you want, but it looks really cool.
I'm trying to... Well, I actually... Oh!
I thought you were going to do some scratching. You look like a DJ from the 90s.
I'll take the glasses off just to prove it is me and not some young teenager. Ooh, hot with this hat on. Shall I take that off as well, Mr. Duncan? There we go. I've gone from 20 to 60. Can you believe I actually used to wear this, Mr. Duncan, when I used to go night clubbing?
Yes.
And that hat.
Well, you know what? I know that whilst I was in China, Mr. Steve was going out to the nightclubs, and this was actually something you used to wear, and the hat.
I know. Can I believe it? I mean, we're talking 20 years ago.
Put the hat back on. It's great.
It's a bit hot, Mr. Duncan.
Don't worry about it.
It's hot.
You have to suffer for your fashion.
I don't think I can get away with it now.
Look at that. That's
Can I
great.
get away with it at my age?
Yes, just do this. Yeah, what you have to do, it's very important. You have to do this.
I've never seen anyone do that.
They do.
I've never seen anyone do.
They
It's
do.
a bit hot. There we go. You've got to have the real me. I'm not going to change the top. I'll keep that on, Mr. Duncan. So, who's won the competition? I think there's no contest.
Well, the voting
I think age trumps everything.
Do you?
I'm only joking. There isn't really a competition to see who's the handsomest
There is.
man in
No, don't
Much
spoil everything. I spent ages this morning.
Well, yes, it was actually in there.
Yes, this is in the Wenlock Herald. It's actually in the latest edition, and it's the handsomest man in Much Wenlock. So don't say it isn't happening, because it is.
Vitas says Mr. Steve needs a wig. Yes, that's why I put the hat on.
Well, it's all right. It's okay.
Yes.
You look great. You know what? I would say the next big fashion, the big fashion trend to come along will be having no hair again. It will come round.
If I shaved it all off, you see, I would look more street credible.
I think the monk look will be in. So I would say the next 5 years. So at some point, we are going to be the trendiest people in the whole wide world. Don't do that just yet, Steve.
Well, I was going to use it to answer a question, but never mind. I
No?
won't. I
Yeah.
will defer to your superior knowledge.
No,
of
not
what
mine.
needs to be
No,
done on the live stream.
just let me present, please. Please let me.
Yeah, carry on.
Please,
carry on.
Mr.
Yeah,
Steve, let me present
Yeah.
and
yeah.
produce.
What are we doing anyway? Right, carry on, Mr. Duncan.
Well, we have a lot of things to talk about. If you were born before 1996, I
No.
have. Oh, can I just talk? If you were born before 1996, we have something just for you. Things that people born before 1996 will know, but people born later than that won't have any idea about. We're going to show them now. So without any more messing around, here we go. Things that people born before 1996 will know, and they have probably done themselves. For example, used a rotary phone. And you must know what a rotary phone is if you are over a certain age. You will know that a rotary phone is the thing that you used to have to dial with your finger.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people have never used one of those actual things, a phone that you have to dial with your finger. And another thing, I suppose, are call boxes, phone boxes. So I can't remember the last time I used a telephone box anywhere in the world.
True.
Yes. So most people, well, let me just carry on for a sec, Steve. Most people born before 1996 will know all about that.
Well, people buy them and put them in their gardens.
Yes.
Don't they? They actually buy them.
Yes.
And particularly the red telephone boxes, which were very popular in the UK, and they put them in their garden.
So let's have a look at another one. Used a floppy disk. And we're not talking about Mr. Steve's age. So yes, do you have a floppy disk, Mr. Steve?
No, because I get tablets for that.
Okay. Or used a typewriter, an old-fashioned typewriter. So maybe a person born before 1996 may have at some point used a mechanical typewriter. And I have to say, I do like the sound of a typewriter. And ding, ding, you have to do that. But nowadays you don't. You just have your computer or your iPad.
But it's still a keyboard, though, isn't it?
No. Well, yes, but it's not mechanical.
It's not mechanical, but we're still typing words out using our fingers.
Well, for the time being.
Because voice recognition maybe isn't quite
it is
that reliable.
It's much better than it used to be. Voice recognition has come a long way over the past 5 years. So over the next few years, you will find that voice recognition, and of course we have AI now taking over with writing and producing essays and things like that. So everything is changing in that respect. Also, taken photographs with a film camera. Yes, I think so. Does anyone still use a film camera? An old-fashioned camera, you open the back and you put the film inside and then you close the box and you take your pictures and then you send them away, you send them off to be processed. And it normally takes around about 2 or maybe 3 weeks to be processed.
You could go and get them done like in a few hours if you paid a bit extra for it.
That's it. But I'm on about generally. Generally, you'd have to wait for a long time to get. But nowadays, you can just use your phone, take a picture, and see the photograph just a few seconds later, and it's amazing. But we used to have to, when we used to take photographs in the 1980s, we would take the pictures and then we would have to send the film away to be processed. And that would take normally around 14 or 15 days. And then you would get your photographs back and you would be really excited to see them. There used to be that little folder. And inside you knew that those photographs were in there and you couldn't wait to see them. And then when you get them out, quite often you would feel a little bit disappointed because a lot of them would be out of focus or too bright, or maybe the person had their eyes closed like this.
Yes. Well, I would think that knowing a lot of people watching us are sort of similar age to us probably do remember that. I would think. We've got obviously a lot of young people watching as well. But I was talking to a friend of mine the other day in one of my music societies that I'm in, and she's 25.
Wow.
And she said that she cannot now relate properly to, younger teenagers. It's like that 10-year gap now
Yes.
is so great that she said, I can't relate to what they're talking about. And she's only 25. So I said to her, imagine the problems I'll have relating to them. Whereas I could relate to her. She said she could still remember a time when there weren't mobile phones around.
Yes.
And she's only 25. So that just shows you how quickly technology, particularly phones, has advanced.
Yes. So we think of 1996 and we think of that as being, for us, it's not that long ago. But for some people, it's probably before they were even born. And that is a very sobering thought. So we can remember when the first mobile phones were introduced, and they were huge. They were like giant house bricks. And then people started having them in the car, didn't they? Car phones. In fact, you had one.
I know. I felt really trendy. That was about, I would say about 26 years ago.
Well, I can tell you when it was.
It's when I started with the.
Yes, I can tell you when it was. I can tell you exactly when it was. It was actually
something.
Yes, I'm about to tell you, Steve. It was actually 1991. 1991 is when you got your car phone.
Was it?
You had a Ford Mondeo, and inside it had a phone, and I was absolutely blown away.
I think you'll find it was 1996 because I didn't start.
It wasn't.
It was.
It wasn't because we were still living in the flat.
No,
we moved
no.
it. No,
Mr. Duncan, I know when I started at the company that I've left recently because it was the year we launched a product. It was 1996.
He's not going to listen to me, but I've got a photograph that proves it, taken where we lived originally. And the Mondeo is there with the car phone inside.
I didn't have a Mondeo when we lived at the flat.
You did?
It was a Renault.
No, the car that you got was a Mondeo just before we moved. I'm sorry, but
I didn't start with the company until 1996, so how could I have had a mobile phone in 1991? You won't listen to me, Mr. Duncan.
I will. I am listening to you.
You're not.
Can I just make a point here of saying that Mr. Steve's memory is dreadful?
No, it isn't. I know when I started with the company, it was 26 years ago, which is 1996.
Okay, then, if you want to get running, I'm looking forward to proving you wrong later.
Must be. Anyway.
That's a shame. What about, let's have a look, listening to music on a cassette?
Blimey, you've got a lot of these to get through.
Well, we're not doing all of them.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm just picking my favourites. Don't worry, Steve. It's okay. We're here for 2 hours, for goodness sake. So listening to music on a cassette tape. Do people still have cassettes with the little Walkman? Do you remember that? The little tape machine. You could put your cassette inside and then you have it hanging on your belt and then you walk around listening to the music in the streets. Very popular in the 1980s. The Sony Walkman. Oh my goodness.
Cassettes I used to love cassettes. I still use them actually. Still use cassettes because if I want to record something and then edit it later, maybe I want to change it a bit, then a cassette is still quite useful for recording bits of dialogue that I want to memorise. And then later on, you see, the trouble with recording something on your phone is you can only record that bit at that time.
Yes.
You can't then go back and add something else to it.
No.
So you end up with lots of separate recordings and then you can't put them together.
Yes.
Whereas if you've got a cassette tape, I can record a bit of dialogue one day, then a song the next, and then go back and correct it. And you can't edit on the phone, can you? You can't edit the
Well, you can.
The sound.
Well, now you can.
Okay.
You see, you don't have to worry anymore. You can actually yes, that's what I'm telling you. You can digitally do it now.
But can I do it in the phone? Or would
Yes.
I have to export it to something else?
I've just told you that. Yes, you can do it now, digitally, anywhere. On a phone, in your computer, anywhere. You just have to get up to date, Steve. Steve
you have to show me. So I'm using voice.
Oh, yes, this is going to be
okay.
Yeah,
right,
we'll do
fine.
this when we're not doing a live stream.
I don't think I can do it on mine. I probably need an up-to-date
Anyway,
phone.
again. So listening to...
Christina got her first mobile phone in 1996. Yeah, they were starting to come on then.
Yes. The mobile phone is not the same as the car phone.
No.
No, that's the point I'm trying to make.
I know, but...
Oh, no, wait there, Steve.
Yes.
Again, Steve, you just listen to the words as I'm saying them. The car phone was around since the late 1970s. Car phones have been around for a very long time, but only very wealthy people could use them. And then around the early 1990s, suddenly you could get car phones everywhere. And hence, Mr. Steve's Mondeo.
Yes, which was 1996. But anyway, I didn't have a car phone with the first pharma company I worked for.
I am going to have to prove you.
No, I'm right, and we will announce this on Wednesday.
Yes, that's it. It's like that old song, isn't it? With is it Maurice Chevalier and another person, a woman, and they're singing about the time they met, and the man keeps getting all of the details wrong, and then the woman keeps correcting him. Ah, yes, I remember it well, except he doesn't remember it very well.
I know, Mr. Duncan.
Anyway.
The Irish company I worked for never gave us mobile phones. It was only when I moved to the French company that I got a mobile phone.
What about using a VHS video cassette recorder or player? Oh my goodness, watching videos. Can you remember when you got your first video recorder or player?
It was when we first met. I think we probably had one with when I lived with my mum and dad. I probably had one then, which was probably, I would say, around. It must have been in the late 80s, I would say.
The late 1980s.
Mind you, I can't remember actually.
It wouldn't be the late 80s because we had our first video recorder at home in around 1983. So you must have had one a long time ago.
Well, we were always very slow with things, and when I was growing up, we didn't even have a record player until I was probably around 16 years old, 15, I would say.
Did you have one of those old wind-up?
Well, I had a little cassette player.
Sort of wind-up gramophone.
But we didn't have something you could play records on. Imagine that. So that would have been around, right through the 1970s. Not until about, I would say, probably around 76, 77, Dad bought a record player, a music centre.
We're talking about video recorders.
I know, but we got on to that other subject. That's
video recorders.
He's so annoying today, isn't he? Don't you think?
Video recorders are the most amazing things, and many people still have all of their cassettes, but they don't have a player to actually play them on. We have a video player, a video recorder and player, but it's in the loft. It's all packed away, and yet we have hundreds of video cassettes of movies and things we've recorded off television.
Things we don't want anyone to see. Yes.
Sorry?
No, I'm only joking.
Are you on about adult films?
That's what people always use video for, isn't it? They record themselves in certain acts that they hope don't get released to the general public.
Oh, I see. Okay, then.
It's like when people used to buy camcorders and things. You know, we know what they used to use it for a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yes, Saturino. No, I didn't have a Ford Cosworth. Blimey, yes, a Mondeo Cosworth. They are worth a lot of money because I watch a car programme. They go for about £30,000 now. The Cosworth RS.
Oh, okay.
No, so mine was just a fairly. Oh, it was quite nice. It was quite a sporty one, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it was a 2-litre S Mondeo, 1996. I loved it. It's one of the sportiest, nicest saloon cars I've ever driven.
Of course, it is also one of Mr. Steve's big passions. Today, by the way, we're talking about making decisions and coming to conclusions. Can I say, first of all, Mr. Steve is not very good at making decisions or coming to some sort of arrangement in his head. It takes him a very long time, doesn't it?
I do not like to make quick decisions, no. Can I just say quickly, Pedro has asked a question, which is, do you want me to wait, though?
No, we can do that now.
Only because the question's on there and Pedro might not be around for long.
Okay, then. So, tell us.
Pedro says, have you started reading a book yet? The answer is yes.
Now, this is interesting, by the way, because the book that Steve is reading, and this is what's really strange. I don't know why. You did have the sunglasses on, didn't you?
I did, yes.
This is put those things
Okay.
back on, because I want to show you something that's really interesting. You have to do it. That's it. Now this reminds me. I don't know why. It reminds me of the cover of a film called Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and you look just like Johnny Depp on the cover, except for he's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. Maybe like that, yes. But Mr. Steve is reading at the moment. He's reading Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Am I the hitchhiker? Come
By
on, pick me up.
Hunter S. Thompson.
I am, yes.
And what do you think of it so far? How much have you read?
I've read one chapter, and it's let's just say it's drug fueled.
There is
So this
yes, there is there is a lot of references to drugs.
it's about some people taking a road trip to Las Vegas,
Yes.
and before they go, they pick up all sorts of drugs. So I've read one chapter. Now, why have I got this book? Now, there's a story behind this.
Is it a short story?
Well, it doesn't look that big to me,
No, your story. The story you're going to tell me.
It is a short book, yeah. So this is a friend of mine that sadly died, probably about 15 years ago. No, about 10 years ago, something like that. And he was younger than me, so he was probably only in his 30s when he died. And it's a bit of a mystery. We never actually find out because his parents. Anyway, yes, and he gave me this book loaned me this book to read, and I never started it, and then he died, so I've never been able to give it back to him. So I thought I will read this book.
You could have dropped it in the hole.
I think I could have done, but I wanted to read it. So I think Pedro's probably read it.
A lot of people have probably seen the movie as well with Johnny Depp.
I will probably see the movie, but I'm going to finish the rest of it. I don't think it'll take me long, maybe, a morning. It doesn't look too difficult.
It's taking you 3 weeks just to read one chapter, so we might be still waiting.
Well, I hope Pedro is impressed.
So maybe at Christmas, maybe on the Christmas special that we have coming in December, Mr. Steve might get to the end of the book. Would you like to see my books?
Zika, by the way, has got the same book at home.
Okay.
Zika's got the same book. Yeah. It does look... It is an old book, yes. This is quite an old book. I wonder when it says it was published.
Well, that's an original publication, I think.
Is it? It's probably worth a fortune.
No, it's not worth a fortune, trust me.
Really? I should go on eBay.
If it-
1998.
If it was the manuscript, maybe, but no, it's just one of millions of books that were published.
Yeah, this. Oh no, hang on, 1971.
Yes, well, that's
Good
that's probably the copyright, the original copyright.
Yes, looking at this, it could be 1990, but it's old. It's 30 years old, probably. Yes.
Welcome to a new series of Mr. Steve looks at a book to try and find out.
So that gives away your age when you have to sort of do that, doesn't it?
I wish I could get to the end of a sentence. I would love to do that. Here we go. So this is what I've been reading.
Really?
Yes, of course.
Have you really been reading these, or did you
Well,
just pick them off my bookshelf?
Well, this is mine, so no. Here's a good one. This is a good one. P.J. O'Rourke. Very controversial figure,
Is he?
but also very influential in the early days. Did you know that he helped launch the careers of Chevy Chase? Yes. So he used to write for a publication called National Lampoon, and that's where he originally started as an editor. And then later he started writing other things, but he got comedians involved with the writing, and that's where people like Chevy Chase and John Belushi came into being. And then from there they started making movies, and the rest, as they say, is history. But this is called Eat the Rich. It's a very good book, very famous book,
Have you read it, Mr. Duncan?
Yes, I'm just about to tell you. I haven't got to the end of the sentence again, Steve. It's a very good book. And a lot of what he does is often, I want to say, acerbic. Oh, that's a good word. Steve. Acerbic. Acidic. What he says is quite sarcastic or maybe cutting. So this is a pretty good book. If you've never read it, I know this guy has some had, because of course he died last year. He died last year, sadly, after suffering from cancer. But he has written a lot of books, often viewed as leaning more towards the right. But, of course, in his later years, he did soften and become more liberal.
Oh, sure, this is so interesting.
Well, it is interesting because it's a good book. It's a very interesting
book.
book.
Have you read it then?
Yes, it's a very well-known book. I've just told you what's in there. Have you been listening to me?
Well, I've never ever heard you say that you've read it, you see.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, maybe one day we can sit down together.
Picked it off my shelf, I think.
No, maybe we can sit down together, Steve, one day, and I can give you a list of all the books I've read in my life from when I was at high school. Another good one, by the way, more up to date, The Madness of Crowds, Douglas Murray.
Have you read that one?
Yes, you bought me this. He doesn't remember anything.
I remember buying it, but I'm just asking whether you...
Yes, it's there on my desk. Every time you come in and bring me a cup of tea, it's there on the desk in front of me. So it's a good book, again, about the way groups of people can be taken over by certain types of ideology. A very good book. And finally, this is one that Steve should be reading, because I got this off his bookcase, something called Flirt. And this is how to get on in your career, or to further your career by being sexy and attractive, and how to use the positive things you have. So there it is.
Did you read that off the back cover? Yes.
No,
yes, I've had that book
for
a number of years.
No, I read it from inside here. It's very good. Maybe you could use that. Maybe Mr. Steve could use that to improve.
Well, I did. I read it years ago, and it's been very successful.
Okay.
The techniques can be applied to everyday life.
People don't like
I'm using it now, you see. You don't even realise I'm using it now.
Trust me, it's not working. But people are saying that your hat does not look very stylish, and that I agree with you.
Well, it's meant as a bit of a joke. It's obviously we're not being serious.
No.
But I'm not joking. I did actually, in my younger years, this was quite trendy, this hat. And I did used to wear it out at nightclubs. And I can tell you, it was quite successful.
Yes. I've never seen people laugh in a nightclub. I've never heard so much laughter. It was actually louder than the music.
The glasses, I've never worn those out anyway. We got these, didn't we, when we went on holiday?
Okay, then.
But yes, it's just a joke. We're not trying to be serious.
Giovanni.
Trendy.
Okay, Steve. Giovanni. Hello, Giovanni. Nice to see you here. We've got a lot to get through today. Giovanni asks, is there a good way of getting back into reading after not doing it for a long time? Well, this is something we did talk about recently.
Yes.
And we talked about reading and how it can be a thing that can help you to understand English if you are learning English, or maybe you can read and then write what you are reading. So that's another good way of doing it. But I would say if you are going to start reading again, read something short. Now, I know that sounds obvious, but it might not be obvious to everyone. So read something short, something with maybe 50 or 60 pages, something that has maybe a brief description of a certain subject or something that you are interested in. So start with something short. Don't pick up a huge book with hundreds of pages and countless chapters, because you won't finish it. I can guarantee you won't finish it. In fact, I think the book you've got there, Steve, Fear and Loathing, in Las Vegas.
Yes, quite short. Quite short.
That is a very good example.
Apparently, according to Tomek, it's good to read the biography of Hunter S. Thompson. So I might look at that after I finish the book.
Yeah.
If I don't enjoy it, I won't read his autobiography. If I do enjoy it, I'll read his autobiography.
Sounds good to me.
Yes, I was going back to what Saturina was talking about with the Ford Mondeo.
Yeah.
She went in it at 120 miles an hour once. So,
Were you driving?
yes, were you driving?
Were you
Or was somebody
driving
else
at
driving?
at 120 miles an hour? Amazing.
A bucket hat, this is called, apparently.
Is it?
Yes.
It's full of it's full of water. Well, it is when it's on your head anyway. Dear, I'm so cruel. So we are talking about making decisions today, and I think it's a good moment to take a look into Mr. Steve's mind. Now, you can see here that Mr. Steve has the perfect specimen of a head. The skull is the perfect shape, and I think it is. I think you have the perfect head. In fact, if you turn around, your profile is quite magnificent. I can see this sculpted out of pure granite.
You can see the brow of an immense intellect before you.
I suppose the real question is,
Yes.
what's in there? So we're going to have a look now.
There's probably...
Wait there, Steve. Mr. Steve, sometimes you have to make decisions, don't you, in choices?
He's very cruel to me. You know, the years we've been together, the support, and yet I'm demeaned. I feel as though I'm demeaned on this show.
It's not true.
Demeaned, ridiculed.
Trust me, I'm
made to feel small.
I'm demeaning myself more by appearing with you. So I'm always the one.
That's not much help.
I'm always the one who's demeaned and embarrassed the most.
You know what they say, when you're in a group of people, then your intellect always goes down to the lowest the lowest level amongst the group.
And only now and again does it come up.
That's why they say you should associate with people who are sort of more intelligent than you, richer than you, somewhere where you want to be, because then you will pull yourself up to their level.
Well,
instead of coming down to other people's level.
I think of all the people we know, that's definitely not true in our case. Anyway, Steve.
Yes?
We're now going to get a look. We're going to have some sort of clue, some sort of insight into how Mr. Steve works. So over the past few days, you've been doing something, haven't you?
Yes.
You've been trying to make a decision.
A decision. And anything is always a long, protracted... if something's protracted, it means it's sort of stretched out over a long period. That's my peanut butter sandwich coming up.
How are we going to say then?
Let me just get that burp up, Mr. Duncan.
Hello, everyone.
There we go. I had a peanut butter sandwich before coming on for a bit of protein, give me a bit of energy. Yes, so I was making a lot. So let's cut a long story short. Yes. I need to get some front tyres for my car.
Yes. So Steve is now having to choose some new tyres for the car that he drives, which sounds, to the average person, that sounds like a very simple thing. You just look at some tyres, you go, those tyres are very nice, and I will buy those and have them fitted to my car.
Well, you would normally just go along to a tyre specialist. Quick Fit is a common one here. And they would say, yes, your tyres had worn down to the legal limit. And you would say, well, you either replace them with just the same tyres.
This is just as long.
Or you would just usually trust their judgment. They'd say, well, you can get a premium tyre like a Michelin, which will be more expensive, or you can get a budget tyre. What do you want to spend? 2-minute decision. No, but not me.
So even that's a long time. What most people do is they get in their car, Steve, they go to a local tyre
That's what I just said,
place, they wind the window down and they say, here, mate, put some tyres on this car. And that's it. That's it. The average person doesn't actually care. However, in Mr. Steve's world...
In my world, yes, I have spent probably the last week researching the best possible tyres to have on my car.
So let's have a look. Show this to the camera.
There we go. You can always zoom in later.
So this...
That is a list of all... Somewhere on there are the tyres I've currently got on the car, and then all these are the potential candidates for the tyre that I could possibly put on. And after 1 week's research, and I found a wonderful website that does tyre tests.
Can you believe that?
Tyre tests, it's on YouTube. It's fantastic. This guy, he gets like 20 tyres, puts them on this Golf, runs it round a track, all these testing conditions, wet braking, dry braking, wet handling, aquaplaning, noise.
What?
He looks at all the different categories that you would want in a tyre and then concludes which is the best one. But my priority, you see, Mr. Duncan, is not sportiness. I could get a sport tyre, but the trouble with those is that they're a bit noisier, they're a bit more uncomfortable. So I want like a touring tyre, something more comfortable. So I have...
The disturbing thing is I can't read this. It's like the crazy ramblings of a scientific genius.
Well, you see, you've got to know all about profiles and speed ratings and whether you want extra load, things like that.
Well, that's the one I can understand.
Speed ratings, you have researched, can you go down a speed rating? No, you can't do that because that's not safe. Anyway, I've finally made my decision, Mr. Duncan, and it's unfortunately going to be a Michelin Primacy 4.
Oh, Michelin.
Yes.
But of course, Michelin make good tyres. They've been making tyres for years.
They do. The trouble with the budget tyres is you suffer in terms of braking distance. So you think you're getting less, you're paying less for them. But if you had to do an emergency stop, heck, some of them can take twice as long for your car to stop.
So if you get
that's the premium brand,
so if you get
not a good idea.
So you're saying that getting cheap tyres is bad?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, because particularly if the weather gets wet, which is, of course, what we have in the UK is wet weather. Lots of wet weather, so you want to... Anyway, cut along. We're not promoting particular tyres. It took me a lot of time to come up with this decision, whereas most people would have just gone to a tyre fitters and said, what tyre should I put on, and just done it. But this is, even if I was to buy a washing machine, I would do a similar thing. I would go onto all the tests. Because I don't like spending money. I don't like to...
That's
what
true.
it is
Steve...
Tomek says it's because it's fear of failure. It's not that for me. It's I don't like spending money unless I know I've made the right decision. Nothing makes me feel worse than buying something and then I've made the wrong choice. Because I've got to live with it for a long time.
Yes, this is true. But I think you do worry, though, afterwards, whether you've made the right decision or not.
True, yes,
but
anxiety. I worry about those sort of things.
Yes.
But anyway, it's never going to go away. And I don't think I've made many bad decisions over the years. Maybe when it comes to partners, maybe I've made catastrophic decisions there. Somebody to spend your life with.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe I haven't got that right. See, I didn't do much research when I met you.
No.
I hadn't done much sort of looking around. I hadn't test driven many other people.
You hadn't taken me for a test drive.
Not really. I hadn't really got much reference points.
No.
I hadn't really been around the block,
No.
So to speak.
But now you're not going to trade me in, are you, for a new model?
It's too late now. You're not worth much.
No.
Mr. Duncan.
Wow. That cut deeply. That was a very deep cut.
It's revenge for the way you were treating me earlier.
Yes,
mocking me.
But what do you think my revenge is going to be now?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Oh, yes, here we go. Saturino. Saturino knows about cars. Look at that. She's quoting Yokohama.
Why do you seem surprised?
Bridgestone.
You seem surprised, though. You went, Saturino knows about cars.
Well, I didn't know that Saturino was so into the cars, driving at 120 miles an hour on the motorway. Ford Cosworth RS 4x4s. We've got to meet up, Saturino. You can come to Paris. So she knows all about. Yes, I had Yokohamas on a car once before. They were the noisiest tyres I'd ever had.
Oh, I see.
They rumbled and everything, so I couldn't wait to get rid of them. See, when you're in a car all day, as I was, doing lots of miles, you don't want a sporty tyre. You want something that's a bit more, quieter and doesn't jolt over all the bumps and lasts a long time. As I'm getting older, Bridgestones are similar. They're sort of sporty tyres, which you would want on your Ford Cosworth RS, of course,
Yes.
or your Golf GTI.
You know what? I'm regretting bringing this subject up.
I could talk about tyres all day. I love tyres. I said to you the other day I might get a job working in a tyre place because I just like the treads. I could roll a tyre all over me.
I think it's the smell of rubber.
I think it's the men, where they have one tyre in each arm and they're walking around and their muscles are bulging out.
Yeah. It's like that Athena poster from years ago. That muscle guy, and he's holding tyres. Isn't he?
Yeah.
He's got big muscles.
That's probably what it is. I've had this fascination with tyres ever since.
Of course, other brands of tyres are available, including Goodyear, Dunlop, and Firestone. So there are other brands of tyre available. But to be honest with you, I'm getting very tired of this subject.
Spelt differently. Tyres for the rubber. Tired, Tired. Although in America, I think they spelled tyres TIR. Because whenever I put TYRES, which is the English spelling of tyres, if I put that into Google or somewhere, or if I into the computer spell check thing, it always tries to correct it.
Yes.
So I think in America they spell it with TIR.
Yes, there's no Y.
There's no Y. So beware if you're watching in America.
Beware.
Which nobody is, but yeah, we spell it with a Y.
I think if you
UK.
ask for tyres, I don't think they care how it's spelt, because they'll know what you mean. I think so.
Yes. So if anyone wants me to advise them on what is the best tyre for their car, just send me an email to Mr. Duncan. Your tyre size, rim.
Your rim?
Yes, the rim size.
Do you want a picture of somebody's rim?
And
that doesn't sound legal.
The type of car, and I will advise you according to your budget. You can't go wrong with the big names, though, can you? Like Michelin, Bridgestone, Dunlop. You can't go wrong with those, really.
That used to be an insult, didn't it? If a person was overweight, if they were very large, they used to say that they looked like the Michelin Man.
Is Vitas having a baby?
Vitas?
Well, according to this, Beatrice is saying all the best for the baby, Vitas.
I don't think Vitas is having a baby. Maybe one of his relations.
Vitas says, by the way, today my grandson, Theodorus, turned 4 years old.
He's 4.
Oh, grandson.
So not newborn.
Grandson. Fantastic.
You would have a lot of difficulty pushing out a 4-year-old.
Vitas says he likes the sentence, I'm a big boy now.
Oh, I know what that is. Well, there, let's play it, shall we? Here we go. I think you might be referring to this.
I'm a big boy now.
Is that what you were referring to? I think it might be.
Of course, Vitas, when your grandson is 16, he might be using that phrase in an entirely different way. But there we go.
What?
It'll take on a whole new meaning.
Okay.
Probably. I don't know, if he's lucky. Oh, dear. Go on, Mr. Duncan. On you go.
So the contest today is who is the most handsome person in Much Wenlock, and it has been well publicised in the local magazine, the handsomest man in Much Wenlock. And the grand final is today. Everyone in Much Wenlock is voting, and it's between myself and Mr. Steve. There it is. Look, in the local magazine. They've actually talked about it in the local magazine. I can't believe it.
Yes.
So we are now like, I suppose you might say, we are like famous celebrities here in Much Wenlock.
Have you got a backlog of emails?
I have.
Oh, did you mention it earlier?
Yes, I've got a little backlog.
Is that because so many people want to come and meet up in Paris?
Well, we've had 3 responses. 3.
Had we better repeat because some people weren't
Well, I
on?
have already.
Oh, you've already done it.
Well, yes, the half an
Right,
hour
okay.
that was going on when you weren't here.
When I was getting ready,
A lot of people call the good bit.
Making myself look trendy. Talking of trendy, I went to visit my friends last night. My trendy friends in Birmingham.
Trendy.
Yes, well, they're trendier than me. They're younger.
Yes.
Mind you, having said that, they're in their 40s now.
That's not young, by the way.
When I met them, they were in their 20s, and I was in my 40s, and now they're in their 40s.
So basically, you were to them you were always old.
Yes. So they're the same age when I met. They're the age I was. They're the age that I was when I met them 20 years ago. It's funny, isn't it, how life happens like that.
Yes. It is funny how life happens. Have you noticed that? Life happening. If you open your eyes and look out the window, you might see life happening. You might even look down, I don't know, in front of you and see a little bit of life.
Tomek's emailed you, but no reply yet. Yes, he's been very busy preparing the show.
Yes. Well, we are doing other things as well away from here. But yes, I am going to look at the emails. So if you are interested in joining us in June, the beginning of June, we will give a little bit of detail, but most of it we will do off YouTube, away from YouTube, for obvious reasons. And we are going to have a meet-up. We're going to meet together, join together in Paris at the beginning of June. We are now in the early stages of organising that.
Yes, I would as well, Lewis. I agree. I concur.
Oh, it would appear that more people are interested in finding out who Tomek is
Yes.
than us. So now I'm starting to see a pattern here forming. It's not us you want to see, is it?
Yeah, no, exactly. Tomek's the draw
Yes.
for the Paris meet.
Yes. So I suppose, well, you already know us, you see. You've seen us. We're here now on your screens.
Yeah, you know what we look like, you see.
So there isn't really any mystery.
Although
is
I
there?
might come in disguise. I might wear that outfit.
Yes.
And
In Paris.
yes, that's the point. I'm giving away all my different personas. So it's been very difficult for me to go in disguise to Paris because you've seen the sort of snooty me with the tidfor with the hat on that makes me look like a landed gentry.
You would be great in Paris. If you looked like that in Paris, you would have people coming up to you taking your photograph.
Really?
They would think that you were some troubled, tortured artist.
I might get on the front of a fashion magazine.
Yes, you might get snapped up. You might suddenly end up on the front cover of Vogue.
Vague.
Yes, that's more likely.
Yes.
So we are talking about a subject. We do have a subject. We're going to quickly go through it because we also want to play Fill in the Blanks. In fact,
Fill in the blanks.
yes, fill in the blanks, fill in the blanks.
See, Anarchy, yes, you see, is also a connoisseur of rubber.
Really?
A rubber connoisseur.
Okay.
Continental, yes. Continental is a good balance between price and quality. Yes, they're very sporty tyres, Continentals. Probably a bit too sporty for me. I want something a bit sort of for an old man. Do you know, I read a
That's
tyre
true.
test.
Yes, old man tyres.
I read a tyre test. He was probably about mid-20s doing all these tyres, about 20 different tyres. And the one that was the quietest and the softest was this Michelin one that I've chosen.
Yeah.
And you know what he said? He said this would be a very good choice for your dad
Yes, well, there you go.
because he'll be able to put this tyre on. It'll last a long time and be nice and comfortable.
Yes, for your father because of all
Yes.
of his aching joints and his weak bones.
Whereas if you want to feel sporty and alive on the road, then you go for Continental or Bridgestone or something like that. Anything with Sport Plus in it or an S.
All right. You sound a bit bitter there.
I've got past that now. I don't want to dash around on the public highways.
No.
It's too dangerous.
Well, you're starting to become afraid now at night. He doesn't like driving at night.
I have to wear glasses at night now. I had to wear glasses on the way back last night, Mr. Duncan.
Maybe one week.
Everything was out of focus.
Maybe one week you could wear your glasses here on
My
the
driving glasses,
Yes.
yeah. Glasses. I say glasses.
Okay, Steve.
Duncan
Yes,
says glasses.
we know.
I know.
We
Well,
know
I'm
that.
just,
Hello, Claudia. I will watch the recorded video later. I hope you are having a good time, Claudia, where you are, and you are feeling very refreshed by the seaside.
I am absolutely taken aback by the number of people who have an interest in tyres.
Oh. Well, I suppose most people have a car.
I thought I was some kind of freak. Because I've got a friend and I tell him about my tyres. I've always actually what I really wanted, Mr. Duncan, was all-season tyres.
Somebody mentioned
What do you think of that? Really?
Somebody mentioned that at the very start of the conversation.
Who?
Someone said, "Oh, it's ages ago. It's probably fallen off the end now. It's probably gone."
What I ideally want is all-season tyres. But because I've got very big tyres on the back of my car. The back tyres don't need replacing yet. They've probably got another 2 years wear in them. So you can't put all season on the front and summer tyres on the back. I'd have to change all of them. It would be a lot of expense just to, once in 4 years we get some snow in the UK. I don't think it's worth it. If they're all worn out, I would do that.
Steve, I hate
would be my goal. That would be my
We are now going to be
ideal.
here. We're now going to be here for another hour because of you.
Right, okay.
Talking about tyres. So here we go then. Today's live stream subject. We are looking at making decisions, choices, you might say even. So what is a decision? A decision is a thought that confirms a plan or course of action in the future. The fate of another person can be chosen through a decision being made. You decide something based on some sort of evaluation. You come to a decision. You have reached a decision. You have decided. The result of a decision is the outcome or the conclusion. So that is today's subject. We're looking at choices and decisions. So first of all, we might say that you have to decide. So this is the action of making a decision. To decide is to think about the things that you have a choice of. Or maybe there is a selection and you have to choose one or maybe more things. So a good example would be going to the supermarket. You have to decide what you need to buy from the supermarket, as long as it isn't vegetables. Because at the moment,
Yes.
here in this country, we have no vegetables. So we are all going to become very unhealthy over the next few months because there are no vegetables. In fact, if you look behind me, you can see there's lots of green grass. So we might be eating grass over the next few weeks.
A friend of mine went out to buy a cucumber yesterday.
Oh, yes.
And there weren't any on the shelves. None at all.
Why did your friend want a cucumber?
Well, because of what he was cooking.
Oh, okay then. He was actually cooking something. Good.
Yeah.
Decide. So you have to decide on what to do. The decision is the thing you are making. You make a decision. You come to a conclusion. Before making a decision, you must do some things. For example, you need to evaluate, and that's what you've been doing with your tyres. If you evaluate, what does it mean you're doing?
It means you're looking at the different choices and trying to come to a conclusion as to which would be the best one. And of course, it's often complicated with some things because, like with tyres, there are so many parameters to look at. Like a washing machine, what are your priorities with a washing machine? Is it spin speed? Is it eco? Is it the size of the drum? How much how many clothes can you get in there?
Is it a big load or a small load?
And do you want a reliable model and not there's so many.
Who buys a not reliable model? So hello, do you have any washing machines that will break down after a week?
Well, you see, Which magazine is very good. We've got a magazine in the UK called Which.
Yes.
And that...
But it's not about witches.
No, it's which do you buy? They test virtually everything you can name. Washing machines, tumble dryers, fridges. They do some cars.
Okay.
And they will test them all. Toasters, and they will tell you which is the best one out of that and recommend it.
So when we talk about which, we are taking a choice or making a choice from a selection. Which one do you want? So you have to evaluate. Here's another one. You have to work out the best course of action. So maybe something you are going to do, or maybe something you are planning to do. So you were planning, of course, to buy some new tyres. So the best course of action for you would be, what type of tyre? Where will I get them from? So the best course of action in that situation would be where you are going to go to get them and which ones you are going to choose.
Well, that's it, because once you've made the choice on which one you want, whatever it may be, in my case tyres, you've then got to find out where are you going to buy it from, which is when it comes to tyres, it's just the cheapest. It's very easy.
Yes.
So I've chosen the tyre, so now I've got to find the best and the cheapest place to buy them.
Yeah.
And often you might find that maybe the size you want isn't available in many garages, because there are hundreds, there are dozens of different tyre sizes, aren't there?
That's not really the course of action, though.
Okay, then.
That's just what's on offer.
I was just talking about tyres.
Yes, just stop talking about tyres for a moment. Oh, yes, you might have to ponder. I like that word, by the way. Ponder.
Yes.
Shall we do that for a while? Let's just ponder, shall we?
Yes. Yes. Shall we? Yes, I don't know. Is it a good idea to meet up with Tomek in Paris? I'm not sure. Let's think about that. Let's ponder that thought.
What are the risks? Yeah.
Apparently, you sent us some pictures. We'll have to have a look. We won't show them, don't worry.
Pictures? I hope you've got clothes on. That's all I can say.
Well, I'm not sure. Anyway, right.
Yes. Well, it all depends, let's just say.
that you probably, that could be the deciding factor, couldn't it?
Yes. Whether we meet
if they're not to our liking, we might just cancel the whole meet. I'm joking. Don't judge people by their looks.
No, ever.
No.
Unless you're looking for somebody beautiful.
Yes.
In which case, probably OnlyFans will be the place to go. Think about what to do. You look at the choices. You look at what is on offer.
Vitas is going. Say hi to your grandchild for us.
You weigh up the pros and cons.
Yes.
Now, this is good. We have to mention this. The pros are generally the good things. The good things. The things that are positive are the pros, and the cons are the bad things.
Or negative.
The negative things.
And sometimes when you're making a decision about something, it's useful. Like a job, for example, you might go for another job. But you might need to weigh up the pros and cons of that job compared to the one you've got to make a decision whether you go for that job or not. So you might write down salary in one, or benefits, career prospects, and then you can evaluate, then weigh up the pros and cons, and then it's always a compromise or a balance, isn't it? Your decision is often not clear cut. It's often you have to take some compromise somewhere.
So you consider the good things and the bad things. You consider the benefits quite often. And I suppose this is the first thing we think about with anything. If you think about getting a job or a new job, the first thing you think of course, are the positive things, the benefits. You might think, how much will I be paid? How much holiday will I get each year? So those are the benefits. And
Yes.
quite often we think about those first of all.
And you might, yeah.
What are the consequences? We've got about 20 of these to get through. What are the consequences, Mr. Steve?
The consequences.
Yes, the consequences are what?
The outcomes. So if you make a decision, what is going to happen as a result of that decision? The consequences of your action. So you make a decision. The action is the decision. What are the consequences? Well, if you change jobs, you might not be obvious straight away what the consequences are. It may take a while for the consequences or be realised. So yeah, what did you want to say about that, Mr. Duncan?
Well, the consequences are the results. So every action, everything we do, I suppose, has consequences. The result of that choice or decision. You might ask yourself, if I do it, is it a good decision? You might also say, what are the whys and wherefores? The things that are involved, the things that might happen, the choices, and what will happen if you make those choices. What are the whys and the wherefores? The things that might occur, or the things I might need to do to make that choice. So there might be things that I have to do to do a certain thing based on a choice that I've made. It's an easy decision to make. Have you ever made a decision, Steve, that's been easy?
Not very many.
No.
Not very many. I think, yes, most decisions in life, I think, do come down to being a balance, don't they, between weighing up the pros and cons, the positives, the negatives. Sometimes you get these wonderful choices that come along, and it's obvious that you tick so many of the plus boxes, so many of the pros are ticked, that it's an easy decision to make.
Yes. One phrase I love.
Because something that was a quick, easy decision for me to make.
One phrase I love is when they say something is a no-brainer.
Yes.
A no-brainer is a great phrase. It means that choice is a good choice. So just do it. Do it. So years ago, a lot of people were advising certain individuals to invest their money in certain things. They might say, put some money in there because it's a no-brainer. You are bound to win. You will win because of that. You will get some success. So an easy decision, maybe buying something small, maybe if you go to the supermarket, you might see some baked beans and you think, I'll just buy those. They're all the same anyway. It's an easy decision to make. Of course, the opposite of that is tough. Something might be a tough decision to make, a hard decision. Maybe your child is seriously ill in hospital and they have to have some sort of life-saving operation, but that operation might be risky. You have to make a tough decision because the outcome might be negative. It might not be good. The result of a decision, well, we often describe that as the upshot. You might say the result of something happening or something being done is the upshot, or the conclusion, which is the end. The thing that you have reached is the conclusion. You have made a decision. You have come to a conclusion. You have decided to make a certain choice. And then, of course, we have the verdict, which often is used in law when we decide what the punishment will be or whether there will be punishment. The choice made. You have come to a decision. You have decided on something. You have made a choice. A decision has been made.
Have you come to a decision over whether to take that job or not? Your boss might tell you. See, you might apply for another job, and it's an increase in salary, better career prospects, And then you go to your boss and you say, I'm going to resign because I've been offered another job. And he might think about it for a few days, or she, and then come to you and say, if you stay with this company, I will increase your salary by 20%.
Good.
And then you will have to weigh it all up and say, well, I'm getting 20%. So he'll pay me more to stay. But then if I leave, you might have better career prospects, or it could be a bigger company. My one of my sister's children recently has had to make such a decision.
Oh.
Been with a company for a number of years, gets on very well there. Everything's going well. He's been promoted a couple of times on quite a good salary. But it's a small company. So he applied for some jobs and got offered a job at a much bigger company in the sphere that he is in.
Okay.
And the salary isn't any better, but it's got better career prospects because it's a bigger company and more places. And if it's on your CV that you've been with this company, it's going to look good with your career prospects in for 5 or 10 years' time. So he could stick with a smaller company, but his boss, you see, in this smaller company came back and offered him more salary to stay. But so he had to make the decision, do I take the extra salary and stay with a smaller company, or do I go for the same salary with the better prospects and all that? So he's gone for the bigger company in the end, but often decisions are not easy to make.
This is true.
Rare, I think, you get easy decisions.
In fact, sometimes you might put off making a decision. You put off that decision. So maybe something you've been spending too much time trying to decide. And I think maybe you've done this in the past, Steve.
Yes.
I know I have. I remember last year when I was trying to decide how to build my new computer. And I was building it completely from nothing. And I had to work out what I needed. And for a while, I had to put off making a decision because there were so many choices. It was making my head hurt completely. I was having a nervous breakdown because of it. So you might need to put something off for a while. It means you postpone that decision. You think, oh no, I can't do this today. I will wait. I will wait a bit longer.
Procrastinate over your decision.
Oh.
Procrastinate. Put it off. Christina makes...
There it is.
Oh, look at that.
Yes. You procrastinate. An interesting word. So you keep delaying. You don't make a decision. You take no action. You keep waiting and delaying longer and longer.
Of course, the longer you put off making a decision, the more brain power it takes up, and then you start to become tired and anxious. Christina makes a good point here. The fear of making a decision, because often it is a fear of making a decision, sometimes never leads to taking a road and everything stops. Better to make a decision, whatever it is, and have the courage to go ahead. Yes, because quite often in life, so I've read this before, that's a very good point, Christina. Sometimes if you're not certain what decision to make, then it's best just to make a decision, because in life, I've read, and it's true, there are very few decisions that you make that are irreversible. A lot of decisions on things you make, it's not the end of the world if you've made the wrong decision, because you can usually correct it. If you did decide to change your job, for example, and you hated the new company that you worked for, because you never really know what that new company is like until you work.
No.
They'll make out it's a wonderful company and everything. You can talk to other people that work there. You can do all the research. But when you get there, you might not like it. But if you've left your last job on good terms, then, and you might be able to go back to your boss and say, look, I've made a terrible mistake. I want to come back. And, you might be able to. There aren't many decisions, like with the tyres, for example.
Anyway,
it's.
I've got to move on, Steve.
But I think the thing is, what the Christina's point is she's making is just make a decision.
Yes.
Because as soon as you do that, something changes, and then you get more knowledge and more information then,
Okay.
and it's best just to make a decision. I wish I could take that advice.
You are moving the universe, and I love that expression. If you are moving the universe, you are stepping forward and you are making a choice. And it's very strange how things that you do or decisions you make can change your life. It can also change the whole world around you as well. So maybe a small thing that you decide to do can have a big effect, not always negative and not always positive.
But when you make that decision, something changes,
Oh, yes.
and suddenly you're more empowered. Might turn out you've made the wrong decision, but you can probably reverse it anyway.
So you might have a tough choice. A tough choice is something that is hard to decide on. And finally, you are stuck between a rock and a hard place. So sometimes you have to make a decision, but both choices are not good. So whatever you do, something bad might happen. So you are stuck between a rock and a hard place. That means that whatever you decide to do, the outcome might not, or most likely, will be negative in some way.
Yes, but whatever decision you make, the outcome is going to be bad. And sometimes you say that. I'm trying to think of an example, because it's nice to have an example, isn't it?
I was going to
decision
say,
where-
you just said making a choice between two things, maybe. So maybe you have to go to your friend's party, but also a relative has invited you to a wedding. And both of these people want you to go there. They both want you to attend the wedding and also the party. And you can't go to both of them. It's impossible.
and you probably don't want to go to either of them.
Yes,
is
anyway,
the
that's
point there, isn't it?
That's it, yes. That's not the point, actually. but
yeah.
you want to go to both of them.
I know, but no, well, I thought the idea was that they're both bad.
Oh, yes. Oh, no, they don't have to be bad things.
Okay.
The thing doesn't have to be bad. It's the situation you're in is bad. So you're stuck between a rock and a hard place means you have to make a tough decision. It can be something that's good or bad. So if I say no to someone, I'm going to upset them, aren't I? But if I say yes to someone, they're going to be happy. So I have to reject one of those people, don't I?
Yeah.
And they might be upset. They might never speak to me again. So you might say you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. But you are right as well, Steve.
Yeah.
You are right as well.
The lesser of two evils.
That's it.
You have to make a decision, and they're both not very good.
Or they can be very good. It's still the same thing. It's still a decision
Right.
you have to make. It just means a tough decision on making a choice, because you know there might be a bad outcome for one person.
See, Nitram is making a point about that there is no free will at all.
Oh,
No actual decision making. What if all we do and think is just determined by physical forces that our particles we consist of are subject to? Well, there is a school of thought, isn't there, in sort of metaphysics, probably, Nitram.
this is a subject we are not.
That we probably think we make decisions, but just because our brains are telling us we're making decisions, but maybe we're not. Maybe we actually don't have any free will at all. The people do put this up as an explanation.
Yes, you are hovering above religion there as well.
Well, I don't think it's that. It's a sort of
that
particle
could be.
physics.
Yes, I know, but
side
that
of
could be
things.
eventually included.
It
That's
could
what I'm
be,
saying.
but
Yes.
but that's not what.
Something up there, making decisions and planning your life.
Carmen's going to watch this lesson again.
Why? Anyway, Steve.
Yes, Beatrice. Yeah, right. Okay. Yes. Offline. Yeah. Okay. Right.
What?
Right. Yes. The people getting. You're starting to get controversial now. No. Right. What are you going to do? Are we going to do the?
What's controversial?
No, nothing. No,
haven't-
no, it's fine. It's fine. Carry on, Mr. Duncan.
We
I'm
haven't
just
said
not
it.
getting my words out correctly.
No.
Exactly what I want to say.
I don't know what. Okay.
Determinism.
Yes.
Yes. Some people believe in it. Some people don't.
Yes. Well, some people say that there is fate as well.
Well, that's it. Yes, fate
but-
is going to happen anyway. We're just not aware that. It's
Anyway,
gonna happen. We think we've got.
we've got
free will, but
we've got
anyway.
12 minutes to play 3 games
Okay.
of fill in the blanks. I always feel as if I should start my live stream 20 minutes earlier. Would it make any difference? I don't think so. Here we go. Okay, Steve, let me just do this, please.
Yeah, go on. I'm
It's
not stopping you.
time to fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. Dun dun. Fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. Dun dun. Fill in the blanks. 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 Oh dear. Okay, here we go then. It's time to fill in the blanks before we finish today's live stream. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. Fill in the blanks. I'm going to show you a sentence. All you have to do is do what is in the title. All you have to do is fill in the blanks. And the first one is here, right now. She likes to something me with her something. Something. What? What's wrong, Steve?
Nothing. I'm just thinking what certain people might... I don't think Pedro heard me talk about the book I was reading because he never made a comment. I think he's gone.
Well, that was a long time ago.
I know it was, yes.
A lot of words have passed through our lips. She likes to something me with her...
So...
What?
Yeah.
She likes to something me with her something something.
Okay, so two things here. It's got to be grammatically correct and clean.
Yes.
We don't want any smutty, dirty phrase. Well,
you're the only person, by the way, who thinks that's dirty.
Well, obviously, it could be interpreted
it isn't,
that way.
But it isn't.
Christina's going. Goodbye, Christina.
It's your dirty mind.
Yes. Yes, Beatrice, you see, is saying she's got to make a decision. Paris is 14,000 kilometres and not sure whether it'll be a good decision. Yes.
That is a long way to travel just to see us.
It is.
When you can just switch on your computer.
But, at least when you get there, we can have a really good discussion about tyres because that's what I'm looking forward to.
We've got an answer already.
I bet we have.
She likes to hit me with her rhythm stick.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's good. Okay, can I just say that is pretty good. I do like that so much. I don't normally give round of applause, but I'm going to. It's really good. I like that.
Giovanni likes to say this could be interpreted as being a bit misogynist.
It isn't.
But, no, I haven't read the next one. You're not listening to me. You're not listening. She likes to annoy me with her long rants.
Yes, that's it. Well, that's grammatically correct.
It is, yeah.
So she likes to annoy me with her long rants. What is a rant?
A rant is like somebody talking for a long period of time and maybe moaning about you. A rant is when somebody wants to get something off their chest. They're annoyed about something. In this case, you've annoyed them, and so or nagging. Nagging could be another word you could use. With her long nags is what you could say. If somebody nags at you, it means they just won't let you alone. They keep complaining that you maybe don't do enough housework, that you're lazy, and get off your backside and do something around the house.
Can I just say I did not intend this to be in any way sexist. It's you doing that, not me. So I'm taking no responsibility for what you are writing on the live chat. That's your responsibility.
There we go. Here we go. Beatrice is rebalancing everything here. She likes to help me with her wise knowledge.
Yes, that's better. Yes, see, positive.
That's it. You don't want an S on the end of knowledge. There, it's just knowledge is plural and singular. It's spelt the same.
That's it. We often use knowledge as both plural and single. So the knowledge is general information that you can remember and you have stored in your brain.
There's only one spelling, but that's an excellent suggestion, positive suggestion. Carmen, she likes to feed me with her silver spoon. Yeah.
Is that a euphemism?
Olga, she likes to disturb me with her loud music.
Yes. Yes, she likes to.
Tomek said he said something.
You could also say upset.
There we go, yeah.
She likes to upset me.
Oh, here's a good one from Tomek. She likes to feed me with her delicious meals. Yeah,
Yes.
perfect.
As long as we don't start talking about breastfeeding again,
Although
we should be okay. We should be okay.
I still, even though you called me an old timer, I still scrolled up to have a look.
Is that what Tomek said?
Yes.
He described us as old timers.
I expected it to have been already deleted, but it wasn't. So
I can't believe that. I can't believe Tomek said that.
she likes to beat me with her sofa pillow.
Really? There's no answer to that.
She likes to help me with her greatest effort.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yes, she likes to. So when we say that someone likes, we often mean enjoy. So she likes to something. That person is enjoying that thing.
I forgot Palmyra's as well. Palmyra, she likes to entertain me with her funny jokes.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one. I often forget to read the ones from the moderators because they're in blue on here. and
I've got a good one. She likes to excite me with her erotic dancing.
Who said that?
Me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's a good one. Although it wouldn't.
I think we've had enough, Mr. Duncan.
Oh, okay. It looks like you've had enough.
No, I'm just saying, we need to move on.
Just a joke, Steve. Just a joke. I love the poetic justice here of Steve telling me to move
So
on.
most of these were right.
Okay. Cock-a-doodle-doo. The time is up, as they say. But not just yet, because we have the answer.
Well, your answer, your suggestion.
So here's
there
the
are
one.
many answers.
Yes, there are many answers, but here is mine. Oh.
Well, that's very close to Tomek's.
She likes to tempt me with her delicious cakes. I was going to say buns, but I decided not to put buns.
Yeah.
Tempt, but what does it mean then? If you tempt someone, what are you actually doing?
Well, another word for that would be you're sort of trying to encourage somebody, maybe, or you're trying to get somebody to do something. Yeah. So if you had a nice cake, maybe that would entice you to go near that person to eat those cakes.
Yes.
Tempt, you're trying to make somebody think, a cake, I could have a nice cake. Maybe it's a bad decision for you, but go on then, you explain it.
Temptation is something where a person does something, or maybe they decide to, or they think about doing something that maybe they shouldn't. So maybe if you are on a diet, and maybe somebody at work comes in with a big cake, and the lady says, "Would you like a piece of my big cake? It's very delicious." And you think, "Oh, please don't tempt me."
I shouldn't.
Yes.
You could add, of course, on the end of that, instead of delicious cakes, she likes to tempt me with her. There's all sorts of other things that you could put at the end of that.
Her delicious.
Yeah. Or her large, or something like that.
Sorry?
I don't know. She likes to carry me in her strong arms, says Olga.
Olga.
Yeah.
I've never been carried by a woman, ever.
But, she likes to treat me with her loving kindness.
That's good.
That's a good one as well. Thank you for that.
That's good.
We can't read your name because it's in Cyrillic, maybe.
That looks like it might be Cyrillic.
Yeah.
Here we go then. So we'll have one more. We're going to squeeze another one in, Mr. Steve.
Okay,
Are you
right.
excited?
Yeah, mildly.
Mildly excited. So that really fits in with the rest of the audience. I have something seen you before. Something, you're something. Oh,
right. Okay.
It's a long one. I have something seen you before.
Ooh.
Something, you're something.
Here's a good one from Flower, but for the last one, she likes to tempt me with her seductive perfume. Yes, that's very good. It's clean, but it paints a picture, or with her sexy dress,
Yes.
or with her low, something like that.
With her voluptuous curves.
With her wild passion, says Tom Rocks.
That's actually quite a few.
Yes, that's it.
So-
Okay, bamboo. Yeah, there's another one. Yes.
So here we go. I have something seen you before. Something, you're something. So you might be saying this to someone that you meet. Maybe you meet them in a strange situation, or maybe that person doesn't look the same as they normally do. So that is
Here's one from Mr. or Mrs. Cyrillic. I have never seen you before in your underwear. That is grammatically correct and fits.
I didn't think of that one. I've never seen you before in your underwear.
That's almost related to the last one in a way, isn't it?
It wasn't. This isn't supposed to be rude, but I've suddenly realised that even this one could actually be a bit rude.
They all could be. Palmyra's going. Bye, Palmyra.
See you later, Palmyra.
See you next time. Uncasual. No, that's not one. I just thought it was a suggestion, but it isn't. Bye bye. Have a good week. That doesn't fit. Oh no, you're just saying bye bye. Have a good week. Yes, I'm only joking.
Good, Steve.
Carmen.
Carmen.
I have not seen you before your last wedding.
Seen you
Silence.
before. Silence. I'm trying to work out the.
We're trying to work out the.
My little brain is. You can hear the little things turning around inside my head.
If you were to replace the word before with since, I have not seen you since your. I have not seen you.
No, that would be good. Yes.
Since.
I have not seen you since before.
No, that doesn't make sense. Not quite.
Not quite.
You before face. I have never seen you before face your face. No, that doesn't. No, that's not quite right. Face to face. I've never seen you before face to face. You could put face to face. If you'd just been maybe talking to somebody on the phone or on Facebook and you'd never met them and then suddenly you did, you could say, I have never seen you before face to face. Which is probably what happens a lot these days with work colleagues.
But that doesn't fit in there anyway.
That doesn't fit in there, no.
Anyway, I will give you the answer because we are about to go.
I have just seen you before in your studio, says Beatrice. Yeah. Or yeah, almost.
Or you could say, I have only seen you before in your studio.
Yeah.
That means that's the only place that you've ever seen me or met me. So that is actually very good. Just change the first missing word. So that's good.
I have never seen you before meeting your brother. Yeah, that fits. Giovanni. Yes, I've never seen you before meeting your brother.
Yes.
So you met the brother first.
That's it.
And then you met them afterwards.
So sometimes it's a very good way of showing the order in which something has happened. I saw your brother first, but I've never met you. But then I met your brother again, and then I did meet you. Or maybe I met you later than your brother. So let's have the answer, because we've got to go. We keep running over.
Yeah, so this one's getting a little difficult for people. But yeah, so here we go, yeah.
Here's the answer, everyone.
An answer.
This is the one that I've got. But of course, there is a lot of choice. Oh.
Right.
Oh, now you're interested. I have never seen you before without your glasses. So maybe if I was walking down a road and maybe I took my glasses off for a moment, you might be surprised to see me. You might go, I don't recognise you. Oh, it's you, Mr. Duncan. I have never seen you before without your glasses.
Or I have never seen you before with your glasses.
Yes.
It could work both ways.
Yes. So if you wore glasses, if Mr. Steve suddenly put glasses on, you might say, "I've never seen Mr. Steve before." Are you going
With
to put your hat
glasses.
on before we go?
Oh, yes, I will. But and that fits in, you see, with the underwear. So Mr. Cyrillic or Mrs. said, "Never seen you before in your underwear."
Oh.
Said as earlier on,
Or without?
and as also said, IT Viet, who, by the way, I think is new from Vietnam. I noticed IT Viet.
Yes,
from
I did
before.
mention.
Okay, yeah. Who, by the way, thinks that he's the handsomest person on here. Never seen you before wearing your. Never seen you before without your underwear.
Well, let's see. Yes.
I've
never seen you before without your underwear.
Which suggests that you're always seeing them naked, of course.
No, if you see someone without their underwear, that means you've only seen them with their underwear. You've never seen them.
Oh, right,
naked.
yes. Whereas it's
the opposite.
yeah.
Anyway, let's go. It's time to say goodbye. It is time to go down the road.
We're making that choice, that decision, to leave at 16:03 UK time.
Yes. So we are going now, and we will be back on Wednesday. It's the last. Oh no, it's the first. So this is actually the last live stream of February, because we are back on the 1st of March.
Wow.
That's incredible. Isn't this year going by quickly?
It's going by very quickly, Mr. Duncan.
Very,
yes,
very.
We have to leave at 2 hours, Tomek, because if we do, it messes up everything with YouTube.
Yes, it just takes me ages to process everything.
Yeah, it all goes wrong if we go over 2 hours.
It takes me too long. So Mr. Steve is going to put his lovely cool. Look at that. I'm not sure if you're going to a disco or going fishing. It's not. I'm not quite clear on that. Okay. I can't wait to see what the subtitles do with that.
Lovely to be here, and we look forward to seeing Tomek's naked pictures that he sent to you, and we'll no doubt show them next week. We're joking. Lovely to see you all. Enjoy learning English, and see you on Wednesday.
Yes. See you on Wednesday. We are back here. If the weather's nice, we might be outside. Who knows? And of course, until the next time we meet here, if we ever come back. Yes. Thanks for watching. See you on Wednesday. And of course, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Until the next time we meet here. Shall we do it?
Go on. Ta-ta for now.